Hello everyone, you are watching Poland Daily Cultures and we're back in the history right now talking about Auschwitz and the World War II. With me is Wiktor Krajewski and Alina Dąbrowska. Thank you both very much for being with me. And madam, in the previous episodes we've learned how you spent 13 months in Auschwitz, but it was not only the only death camps which you were imprisoned in. When the war started to finish and the Germans needed to leave Auschwitz, you were taken part in something which was called Death March. So you were marching back to the direction of Germany to another death camp. Where did they lead you?
The march?
Yes.
The last march? No, this was...
The first march.
The first march was when there was the end of the war. After all the war, because the war was 4 or 5 months later. But nevertheless, they came the place that the Allies come to Poland. And there was just the last days of German domination, in our territory, not all together, but on our territory. So we have seen that something is happening. There were some signs that the war is coming to the end, and one day they said it was January 45, already 45, that we got bread, big of bread, and we were sent to the march. And afterwards, we didn't know where we are going, whether we are going or will be killed, but it was evening and we were going to this. This march lasted 6 days, and we went to another concentration camp, Ravensbrück. But so it was, there were 6 days. We were, I remember once or twice we were sleeping. We were sleeping in the, not in the house, but we were just sleeping somewhere, and afterwards we were just going to the, we got some eat, but not every day, but there was the bread who was enough for us for the 6 days.
Which sounds horrible. Wiktor, you're describing the death march and how they were taken from Auschwitz to Ravensbrück. And when they entered Ravensbrück, it was even worse than Auschwitz for them, for the prisoners.
Yeah, because they weren't prepared to and there was no enough place for the whole group from the Auschwitz. So the people were also, women were cruel to them. They didn't know, they didn't have any place to sleep. They didn't have anything to eat. They do not even have a plate when they can, queue for some soup to eat. So it was really hard time for Ms. Dąbrowska and other people from prisoners.
Isn't it absurd a little bit that the Germans, to the very end, they just didn't let them, or they didn't leave themselves, but they took all the prisoners with them from Auschwitz to keep them with them to the very end? You know what?
When the Auschwitz started to be closed, they tried to kill as many people as it is possible. They tried to, hide all documents that would be a great proof, a great evidence that something like that happened to Polish people or to the world. Because Ms. Dąbrowska told me that there was, some kind of a representative blocks in Auschwitz. And when the Red Cross came to see what's going on there, they were, living in a not normal, but in a conditions that were prepared for a human being, right? So there was a bed, sheets of pillows, I don't know, food, and Red Cross saw that, so they said, oh, okay, so you do not do anything bad there, right? And after the situation, they tried to keep the whole Auschwitz prisoners together, or maybe kill them, but they didn't have.
So the world wouldn't know the truth,
Yeah.
and wouldn't learn the truth what's really happening. Madam, you ended up in Ravensbrück, so the women's camp there, but not for a very long time. You were taken to another camp.
Yes.
Which was?
This was Ravensbrück.
And after Ravensbrück?
After Ravensbrück, I saw there was the march.
The march.
Yes.
So
we went to Malchow. Then there was Leipzig.
Yes.
And from Leipzig I escaped.
You escaped. You were able to.
Yes.
There was also Buchenwald.
Buchenwald. I didn't
So
say,
the
yes,
death.
Yes. So altogether there were 5 concentration camps.
So from Auschwitz you were taken to other 4 concentration camps, which you visited, and you've seen how prisoners lived there, and you were taken from one place to another. Well, interesting that the Germans just didn't kill you on the way. Instead of taking all of this effort to put you from one death camp to another death camp until the moment when you die, basically, because so many people died during even the march.
I also saw when during the march who couldn't go, so they were sitting and they were just killed.
Yes.
Couldn't go.
So a person who couldn't walk forward was murdered.
Therefore, we just tried with my friends. We tried to go.
To walk, yes, and to walk to another.
Not to rest, but only to go.
And so the war was almost to the end, and you were in the second death march of your own, and somehow you managed to escape.
Yes.
So tell me, please, how did you manage to do it?
The escape was so that this was the last Leipzig, and we didn't go nothing to eat. So this was the second day that we didn't anything to eat, and therefore decided with my friends, we were in the same prison in Pabianice, we escaped that we will try to escape. And then I just spoke with the German, and I said to him, and it was therefore that I was so glad that I could speak German and fluently. I said to him that we should like to escape, and I said to me that he would also escape, but he will know civil dress. And it was a sign for me that I can speak, he can help me. And really, this was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. One part of the prisoners went to the
field, yes?
To the field, yes, because they escaped. There were some Bourgogne. Potatoes, and they tried to have these potatoes. And during this, my friend said, we are going. And just we went. I was said afterwards that half of the soldiers took his gun and wanted to shoot at us. But the other said, these words I remember, they are last go. I tried always to translate it very well, but nevertheless, these words stay in me forever. Last go. And then this soldier led, and nobody was shooting. We were just going. There we were saying a German wife with her husband, and she tried. She didn't say, but she knew what we are doing. She did nothing. We are only.
They let you.
Yes,
And
yes.
that's
And then we went to the forest, and we stayed for the night in this forest.
so that's how Madame Alina Dąbrowska survived the death camp and 5 death camps and 2 death marches. It was a German soldier who just tell the words, let her go, lass sie gehen, and that's how she survived. It's all written and put in the book of Viktor Krajewski, and more of her story you will learn in the next episode. Thank you for being with us.